Hello. Ooh, glare of my glasses. Hey. Oh, let's see if that goes down. Oh, that doesn't go down any lower, does it? That feels super bright. That's okay. I'm just sitting in the dark. Hey, Loch Ness. How are you? That just looks weird. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to have to accept. Not happy with the light wherever it's at. Welcome. I was about to tell you about the doc to put your suggestions, Bree, but I saw that you did already. Hey, Maddie. No, I'm okay. Very busy day at work today, so I'm a little tired, but excited to talk about this book. Very excited to talk about Mothered. Hey, Des. Mindy, hello. All right, everybody popping in here. Give it another minute, and I have a very quick, very simple game to get us warmed up, but we'll give it a second. Surprise, Marielle is not in here yet. I don't know. I pinned the Creepy Book Club doc up at the top. Marielle wrote like a whole other novel of notes on this. You devoured this book. Hopefully that's 100% a good thing. Oh, I forgot to rate it. I try and save it until the end of the month, and then what ends up happening is I forget to like log that I finished it on Storygraph, but that'll give me the whole like hour-ish that we have Creepy Book Club to decide on what I'm gonna rate it. uh, okay, I guess I'll start a game really quick. It's a really simple game. Oh, there's Marielle. Okay, now I feel like we can start. You wrote so many notes on this book, Marielle. I was like, we can't start until she gets here. But we're going to play a game really fast as we do, because we're like halfway through the year and we're doing pretty good on the please tell me I put the updated. Oh, I did. Updated scoreboard here. Speaking of, should probably get something to write with really quick. Your internet wasn't working. Oh, that's okay. I was more just concerned because you wrote so many notes on this. So I wanted to make sure you didn't miss it. Okay. You didn't even share all of your notes? Ooh, girl. Okay. All right. Well, let's play a game really fast. It's super quick, super simple. And then we'll start. We'll start talking about Mothered. Okay, this is going to be real quick, real simple, and it's going to test your memory. So it's just 3 simple questions, which I did not make into a cute little banner for you guys. Sorry. The first one, testing your memory. What book did we read this January? I'll give you guys like a little Creepy Book Club quiz. What did we read this January? This is a sneakily nefarious quiz because I know you all read a lot and it's hard to remember what you... Marielle, you're close. If nobody else gets it exactly right, you'll get the point. Oh, no, Maddie came in with it 100% correct. Yes. Cabin at the End of the World is what we read in January. Good job, Maddie. Didn't read it. It's okay. All right, Maddie. It's 1 point for you. Okay, so maybe now you guys know where this is going. Next question. What did we read in February? You were really close, Marielle. You were really close. I mean, Cabin in the Woods is a thing. Honestly, honestly, I'm sure it is a book somewhere. Not one that I've read, though. Well, what did we read in February? Oh, okay. I saw Maddie and Breeze pop in at the exact same time for me, so I'm going to give it to both of you. You both answered correctly. The answer is White Horse. I'm going to go ahead and give you both a point because, at least to my not great eyes that need help, it looked like y'all popped in at the same time. Either that or I blinked, so it works out in y'all's favor, though. Here, I thought this quiz was going to be too easy. Like, oh, everyone's going to think I'm doing a cop out. It's a tricky quiz. Okay, last question. What did we read in March? What did we read in March? It honestly feels like yesterday we read this book, though, so this is a quiz that gets easier as it goes because it's less time past. Whoa, fuck. Again, did I blink? Or did all of you guys answer at the exact same time? I mean, I already gave Maddie and Bree the point for I guess kind of everybody gets the point here. Clearly my eyes are tired. It's either that or I'm blinking right when you guys answer. Okay, but you guys are all 100% right. It was the Honeys. Let me just write down everybody's name here that I saw all pop in at one time. God. All right. Yeah, you guys got more and more prepared. It just it was like a little pyramid, you know? And one person answer the first one, two people at the same time for the second one, and then everybody on the third one. We are the Honeys. Doesn't it really feel like we just read that? I feel like I read that last month, which is not accurate, but weird. Okay. All right. So let's get into Mothered. Marielle, I don't know. Do you want to start us? Like, where do you want to start, Marielle? For anyone who, excuse me, doesn't have it, the doc is pinned to the top of the chat. If you ever, like, throughout the month, if you want to add any notes for the books we're reading, I put information at the top about like when the next live will be, what we're currently reading, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a section in there right now. If you want to add in some suggestions for the last half of the year, I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down and have it ready for you guys, like in this next week, this, tomorrow, Sunday, in that week. So if you want to add in some suggestions, feel free to just go in the doc. You can see like Bree and Marielle and Maddie have already put in stuff, so you guys can just type in there. Should have tricked us by jumping directly to April. That is true. But you can look at all of Marielle's notes in there for sure. Definitely add some suggestions when you think about it. Like I said, I'll kind of pick them this week here. But yeah, start however you want to. It's not my book club. I am just the vessel. It would just be me reading a book alone in my room without you guys. So we are the club. We are the Honeys. That's how this works. There's a lot going on in this book, though. Can I say, like, I fully get it, Marielle, when you said you didn't even add all of your notes in there. Like, you look at what you wrote, it was so much, and I feel like it barely covers the book. We are the world. We are the children. Oh, okay. So where to start? I guess I guess maybe with like the lockdown pandemic aspect, because that's really like the catalyst for everything and it's the reason for everything, because Grace wouldn't be stuck in her house with her mother had it not been for this pandemic that is not named in the book, but I think we all know what Zoya Stage was getting at with that. I mean, like in my brain, I feel like I was theoretically ready for like art to start incorporating like the pandemic into things. I feel like isolation horror is just gonna start getting like it's gonna have like a resurgence post pandemic as like a reaction to this, because this was like just fully a isolation horror novel. Like the whole reason it works so well is that Grace is stuck in the house with her mom. I don't know, right before the stream. Interested how pandemic set stories are going to age. Yep. It's going to be a lot of isolation horror. Lots of isolation horror. Oh, let me pop in here really quick too. Let's see what you added in. Where is it? Oh, I see. Oh, I guess we could have started with the prologue. And I guess that kind of dips to the epilogue too, because it's an interesting framing device they use. But seen a couple of booktubers have DNF'd books as soon as they mention the pandemic because they don't want to relive it. It does feel, I don't even want to say like too soon, because it's like really technically still happening. It's technically still happening, even if at the very least in the United States, everyone's kind of just acting like it's over. So I feel like I get that, but that's kind of like what art does, though. People need a way to process, I guess. So I get it. I get it. And nobody's forcing you to read those books. So but I understand. I guess the prologue is meant to make us wonder who kills who. But then it has I mean, if we want to jump right into the end, it has a purpose in the epilogue. I almost forgot about the prologue. To be honest, as I was reading the book, because so much was going on. And then when we get to the epilogue again, I'm like, oh yeah, there's like the psychiatrist guy. I kind of wish he had maybe had just like one or two like interludes in the middle of the book just to remind me that he was there. Hi, Adam. Went back and reread it. Yeah, I forgot about it until the very end. With that ending, stabbing her mom, and I had to. She was contagious. God. Oh God. I feel like there's a whole like dissertation we could probably write about like the pandemic lockdown aspect of this, and like this idea of the truth, how a certain group of people kind of went a little bit cray cray about, you know, government conspiracies and things like that. And then, it would go into a whole thing about Grace stabbing her mother at the end because she was contagious and blah, 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 blah. I'm sure there's going to be dissertations written about this book very soon. I think the pandemic is a great way to set up a book for this kind of familial tension. Yeah, it's very specific kind of tension too, that you realize like it holds a different weight than I think if this had been like they were stuck in the house for some reason, like a storm or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it holds a different power, I think, than any other kind of isolation story that I've read or watched before. I saw some reviews saying that they hated the book because one, nothing happened. I mean, technically, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but did they read the book? Too unreliable narrator, one of my favorite things ever. Yeah, that keeps it interesting. I think. But I can understand why an unreliable narrator might not be for everyone. But also, nothing happening for a lockdown story. There was actually a lot happening. Like, Grace went out a lot during this pandemic, you guys. Ooh, I love the description. Like a home invasion story, but the invaders aren't visible. Wow. The invaders are the truth. The invader is a truth virus. Yeah, they stay in one place, but yeah, a ton of shit happens. Yeah. Maybe whoever wrote those reviews were just not ready for like a lockdown pandemic story. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was too soon for them. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, I suppose. But yeah, I don't agree that nothing happened in this book. Definitely don't agree. I guess maybe we can talk a little bit about this since we kind of started talking about the prologue and the epilogue. Ooh, and Marielle's got something too. I absolutely loved how the memories slash dreams would turn into crazy, disturbing moments that you couldn't tell were true or not. Yeah. And a lot of them felt like blending of like memory, also. I guess kind of discussing how we distort our own truth in our head. Like as you get older, you remember things differently and you may remember things in a way that where like it didn't actually happen that way. And so her like it gets to the point towards the end of the book. I don't know if she's like having a flashback and misremembering something or she's having a dream. Favorite use of dream sequences. I agree, especially how they bleed into reality like they do. Like I almost hesitate to call them dream sequences sometimes because I genuinely felt like she was hallucinating. Like I thought it was just hallucinations. I agree. I feel like because they were so realistic, or they started off so realistic. It's like those really scary dreams where you're dreaming that you've woken up and you start doing something that's completely normal, and then like the batshit crazy dream stuff starts happening, and then you realize you're not actually awake. And it's so fucking terrifying. Agreed. In general, I'm not in love with the plots that lean on dream sequences, but this was next level. I think it was really well done. And I feel like it really captured the isolation aspect, just going back to that for a second, too. Like being stuck in your house all day, every day, for an indeterminate amount of time. Like you literally, I know like Grace makes a joke about, living Groundhog Day every single day, but that's genuinely like what it felt like. So I'm surprised more of us didn't just hallucinate and have weird ass fucking crazy dreams during that. Yeah, that one honestly almost broke me a little bit. Like, I feel like with the realization that that didn't actually happen, and we've gone from like dreaming these really crazy, gruesome things to her just dreaming a normal day with her mom that felt so real. Like I felt something in my brain just go, you know? And yes, it was so sad. Like really sad. Like that, oh, when she's like just trying to like appeal to her mom for a second and just be like, that was a really nice day. Like we apologize, blah 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 blah. Man. I must say my absolute favorite moment was spoiler, these are from the pillow you used to smother your sister. I need Zoya to get all the awards for that alone. Oh my gosh. And can we just like I guess it's kind of I don't know, I mean, it bleeds into so many of the themes, like the relationship between Grace and Jackie. Where I don't know that the book was meant for us to like really choose sides, but did any of you kind of choose sides in this book, like kind of make your determination like who is telling the truth? Because honestly, I feel like Jackie was also maybe twisting things a little bit and had a hand in this. I don't think it was, you know what I mean? Like she obviously has a very idealized version of what happened. And like how batshit fucking crazy is it to keep the fucking feathers from a pillow where your one daughter smothered your other daughter, allegedly. Allegedly. Oh yeah, and then of course, yeah, she wakes up to her mom smothering her just to make her remember, not to kill her. Her excuse is to make her remember. I don't know if at this point in time I'm married to the interpretation that Jackie gaslit Grace into believing she killed her sister. But right now, I'm very firmly on team Jackie gaslit Grace into believing she killed her sister. Like purposefully. Because the book does a very interesting thing, and there's no like aha moment where Grace fully, with full clarity, remembers what she did. Like she has the memory of that evening, but she doesn't have a memory of like holding a pillow over her sister's face until her sister stopped breathing. It's fucking crazy now that you mentioned it. I thought that was a dream. Oh, for a split second in that scene where she says that line, like those are the feathers from the pillow that you killed your sister with. I was like, oh, Grace is dreaming because why the fuck would that be a thing? Ooh, okay. Think she did kill her sister, but it was still 100% her mother's fault. Yes, because I feel like that's interesting because it goes back to, I think you quoted it in your notes, Marielle. I'm going to try and find it super easy for a quick actual quote. Of course, I'm not going to find it right away. It kind of goes back to Jackie's guilt of, oh, here we go. In those days, cerebral palsy was still often attributed to birth injury rather than brain maldevelopment. So Jackie had lugged around a heavy handbag of sin, as birth injury was somehow always the mother's fault. So I feel like that's interesting because it kind of coincides with that, like her being blamed by society and by, I guess, lack of medical information at that time. That Hope's condition was her fault, which nobody would believe that to be true now. But something like this with Grace really technically is Jackie's fault. Ooh, team, I think Jackie was telling the truth, but not sure. I feel like I'm more like Grace maybe did it, like put the pillow over her sister's face and like pushed it down for a second to give her sister like a warning. And I'm more on team like she probably just left the room at that point because she finally wanted some peace and quiet and thought she had like kind of taught Hope a lesson, and the pillow just stayed on her face and she suffocated because she also had pneumonia at the time, which I feel like is also totally plausible. So it's like, I get like technically, yes, Grace did kill her, but I'm not fully on team. She held that pillow on her face until she stopped moving. I don't know. Something about it. Like how because she was a child, we don't actually have a good understanding how difficult or unlikable Hope was. Well, I think through Grace, we do have a pretty good understanding of a little bit of how of how Hope was. There's like a but I mean, I feel like their memory is probably both distorted. Like Grace obviously is probably remembering Hope to maybe be a little bit more of a terror than she probably was. And then obviously Jackie has this like angelic, can do no wrong version of Hope in her head also. If no one remember memories of Hope's death is reliable, then is anyone's memory of how Hope acted in real life reliable? Yeah, I feel like they're both distorted. I feel like they're both distorted. Because Grace, I feel like for Grace, it's a combination of like her mother not being there a lot because she had to work and then being left with kind of shit babysitters and having to take care of her sister all the time. Naturally, as a kid, just wanting to be a kid herself, she's going to have resentment for Hope. So in her head, she's going to be more of a villain than she probably was. I can't imagine she was as much of a villain like in the sense, like more than other kids. I don't know. Although I guess I'm still not like fully I don't fully know if like Hope actually did kill the like hamster. Because if she did, I don't know then. Unless Jackie thinking she killed her was part of the weird sickness hallucinations. Maybe. Maybe. Another indicator that she really did kill her sister, in my opinion, is that she completely buried the subject and never thought about it until her mother moved in and brought it up. That's true. That is true. Although she didn't think about Lada, I don't think she thought about her family like at all. That's the thing. What do we believe? I think she killed her, but unintentionally. That's what team I'm on. I think she put the pillow over her face. I don't think she held it there. I think she put the pillow over her face as like a, see, you better shut up. And then she left the pillow on her face and she suffocated. I think that's what happened. To me, honestly, that genuinely feels like the most logical explanation. The most like Grace is a tired, traumatized kid that just wanted some time to herself and not have to worry about her sister for a second. That genuinely feels like something a kid would probably do in real life, as tragic as that sounds. Side note, naming your kids Hope and Grace is super cringe. Yeah, that's what team I'm on. And I think that's, at least to me, like me siding with that interpretation of what happened makes everything that happens in the book more tragic to me, because Jackie and Grace both have these really warped ideas of what happened. Jackie is being, I think, a little more sinister. These warped ideas of what happened, when really the truth, even though it resulted in Hope's death, is maybe a slightly more innocent than Jackie would have Grace believe. Thank you so much, Annabelle. Jazz hands. Thank you very much. Enjoying the discussion. Caps are better to read. And I'm what's that second emoji? Oh, Queen. Book Queen. Thank you. Ooh. I will circle back. I don't know yet. I don't know the answer to that question yet. We'll circle back to that question. The evidence was also highly circumstantial. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. There were a lot of ways that could have happened. There were a lot of ways Hope could have died. And then, of course, Jackie feeling her own guilt and being overworked and tired as well, and kind of having her, let's face it, favorite child die. Obviously, she's going to think the literal worst. Um, the literal worst. But I guess since we're kind of talking about it, like distorted truth and things like that, what do we think about like this truth virus? I guess that's going on. We have like the virus that's going on in the world that's causing the lockdown, and then we kind of have this introduction. It's like almost slightly supernatural aspect to the story of this truth virus that is the other thing that Jackie has that she won't really define, that her recently deceased husband also had. To me, the truth doesn't matter. This was a tragic situation, a single mother working long hours to support her family and a child being burdened with responsibilities no child should have. Absolutely. I feel like everything that happens is like hyperbolized trauma. It's like come to the surface in this scary story. It's just, it's trauma. It's trauma. So thinking about Jackie having her daughter die and go, you know what? Let me keep the feathers of that pillow. Because think about that for a second too. Like what is this like truth virus? And clearly Jackie didn't have it back then. So what kind of state of mind was she in to keep those feathers? Like, I might be able to use these later. Whether the truth virus is real or a metaphor, it could almost be argued that Grace had a lie virus based on her internet pastime. That is true. That is true. I guess the only thing that kind of makes me throw into question whether it's real or not is like literally the therapist at the end, like the very last little paragraph here. He says he hadn't been sleeping well for a few weeks. His nights were plagued by the strangest dreams, and his imagination, well schooled in the depraved and the macabre, was revealing things he wasn't sure he could ever unsee. Is that just supposed to be a commentary on like therapists are also fucked up because of all the shit that they've gone through, like I guess vicariously through clients and like working through their traumas? Because it makes it seem like something contagious has happened at the end. Something else contagious has happened at the end. Is the truth virus just trauma? Maybe we all have repressed trauma that we haven't worked through. That's probably true. She really did it for the comeback when the director came. It was almost iconic, that scene. Did not think the truth virus was real until the epilogue. Then I did not. Zoe, like our messed up characters, so we love to see it. Wish the novel went more into it, more check-ins with Silas. Yeah, that's why I kind of wish he had like one or two more interludes throughout the book. Oh yeah, very Smile-esque. Oh, it is. You are right. It is very similar because the themes of both of those being trauma. Also, it's kind of just reiterating that same point that Smile. Wow, I never thought I'd be talking about Smile again. As a whole, I thought that movie was kind of just but you're right. It's like it's something that never goes away though. Okay, don't worry, Maria. I did see your comment. I was trying to get through these. Didn't like the truth virus angle. I think adding a supernatural element diminishes what I read. A study of the narratives we construct to survive trauma and how they unravel. But I guess the truth virus could be part of that, though. Um, I think it's only like a vaguely supernatural element. I don't think I don't know that I fully think it's like supposed to be like an overt supernatural thing that can't be controlled. I think just how you put it, like the whole book is kind of this just giant study on the narratives we construct to survive trauma. And I think the truth virus is part of that. Part of Jackie's trauma probably maybe was like constructing this truth virus almost in her head, that she's thinking everything will be better if Grace just admits that she killed Hope. And that would solve Jackie's trauma and take the full guilt off of her, because she could admit that her daughter is mentally unwell and that's why she did what she did. And I think in her own head that would help alleviate her own guilt. So I don't know that the truth virus is necessarily real, although the stuff at the end with the psychiatrist kind of throws that into question. But Smile is great value brand mother. Please write that in your review on like Goodreads or Storygraph or wherever you write your reviews most commonly, please. That's a great line. Okay, Marielle. I did make a little theme here. The epilogue was my issue. I would have been fine if they kept it open-ended. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we could see it as a thing of like everybody has trauma. And another thing. Grace keeps talking about being good daughter Grace and so on, then deep down she feels like a bad person. There's some guilt because of what she did. Well, obviously, this poor girl was made to take care of her sister all the time. And if she didn't do things the way she was supposed to, she felt like she was being punished by her mother whenever her mother did come home. So I think she was going to have guilt regardless. I think she's going to have guilt regardless of whether she actually murdered her sister or just, whether it's manslaughter or murder. I think she was going to have guilt either way, because she was supposed to be the one watching her sister, which no child that young should have been tasked with that. But we went into that a little bit already. All right, Marielle, hit us with the personas and catfishing. You said you wanted to get into this next. I mean, Grace is kind of trying to do what the therapist is doing for her in a way, right? Like she has her, what does she call them? Her what? What does she call them? Why can't I think of the girls? Princesses? What are they called? I'm in a chapter where she's talking about it. Come on. Where is it? Damsels. Oh my God. Thank you, Maddie. Like, the one word I needed, I could not find it. Her damsels. Thank you very much. She's kind of trying to do what the psychiatrist is doing, I guess, in the prologue and the epilogue with the damsels also. I feel like another thing we haven't talked about here is like people who need therapy are trying to provide therapy for other people as a form of their own therapy. I think that sentence made sense. Because you have Jackie trying to rehabilitate Grace in a way by getting her to admit what she did without like, while, as a way to solve Jackie's own trauma. Does that make sense? And Grace is doing the same thing. She's trying to help these damsels in order to solve her own trauma while neither of them are doing anything for for themselves, really. Makes her feel like a good person when she's literally hurting them, lying them, and even ghosting them, which is literally what her mother is doing to her also. It's truly, I mean, it all just comes back to like, does everything we talk about in Creepy Book Club come back to like generational trauma? It's very much though like the cyclical nature of trauma, because that's what her mother did to her. She hurt Grace, she lied to Grace, and ghosted her. Remember that like conversation they had where, after Hope dies and Grace is about to graduate high school, and she kind of like goads her into like, you want to live on your own, right? And she moves like as far away as she can, all the way to fucking Florida. And just ghosts her basically. She, as soon as Grace is a legal adult, she doesn't want anything to do with her anymore. And Grace is just repeating that cycle, but she can do it in a more widespread way because of social media. Yeah, very much trying to be a mother figure without the responsibility. And she would technically, by Jackie's standards, was doing a good job because she was repeating what her own mother did to her. And that's why the end of my notes I wrote should have gone to therapy. I'm referring to everyone in the book. Everything in life comes back to generational trauma. For some reason, and it's probably because I work in a bookstore and I literally see this book every single day because so many people buy this book. I don't know why, but something about this book made me want to read The Body Keeps the Score. And I feel like that's one of the things that book is about, I think. I don't know if anyone in here has read it and they can comment to that, but just reading the back of the book. Something about this just like it kept popping into my head, and I'm like, I feel like I should read that, or I should have read it in tandem with this, and maybe it would have helped me a little bit. Oops, sorry. I wonder if she was trying to be the man in their lives that she never had, i.e. the father figure. Ooh, Des. Yeah, because I mean, it's probably no coincidence or no mistake on Zoya's part that she is playing a like knight in shining armor, a prince, and she has these damsels in distress. Like she's very much trying to be like a father figure in a way. And obviously doing it very wrong because she doesn't know what having a father figure is like. And traumatizing the damsels just like her mother did. Yep, it's just repeating the cycle. Our parents and their parents' parents should have gone to therapy. So yeah, then we wouldn't all be in this mess. Yep. To a generational trauma book. I really could, and I probably wouldn't have to even really work that hard at coming up with books for that end cap. My mom needs more therapy than anyone can afford. Yeah, that's the real message of this story, I think, is we all need therapy. Every single one of us. Even if we don't think we need therapy, we need therapy. We absolutely need therapy. Yeah. But I guess at least we're not catfishing people to try and like help them that I know of. I don't know if you guys are doing that, but I guess we kind of touched on that already. I did write that down as a separate theme. Trauma cycles. I think especially if you think you don't need therapy, you need therapy. Those are the people that need the most help, I think. If you don't think you need it, you do. You do. Oh, goodness. Okay, here's a question just that I have. I think I have like a vague idea of what I think this means, but what the fuck is up with the fruit in this? Oh, won't let me hold on. Let me pop over and won't let me click that from. Oh, go eat some flowers. Oh my god, that fucking scene. Holy shit. I was reading this on Mother's Day, US, and I texted my mom to tell her the plot, which I think proves I also need therapy. You're like, Mom, let's read this book and then talk about it. But seriously, what's up with the fruit? I didn't think there was anything with the fruit, but I thought it was just like a weird, quirky thing that Grace's mom did. She always had her fruit smoothies. At first, I thought she was going to try and poison Grace or something, like when she gave her the smoothie in that one scene. But then, like, towards the end, in the epilogue, they, like, specifically mention that Grace is eating fruit, and that's kind of like all she's eating almost. So there's like something going on with the fruit. Yeah, today she sat with a plastic bowl of apple slices. He hoped eventually she'd gain a little weight, make more of an effort with her overall health, but for now she was still eating mostly fruit. What's going on with the fruit? I didn't think it was weird until the epilogue, and then I'm like, is there something with like the truth virus and fruit? And the only thing I could think of was like an apple, like from the tree of knowledge or whatever. But it's not just apples. It's like, Grace's mom like eats or drinks like the fruit smoothies all the time or whatever, and flowers occasionally. But oh, just kind of sorry, I didn't see your comment, but I kind of explained it. Grace's mom drinking the fruit all the time, and then at the end, that's all Grace is eating is fruit. And we're meant to believe now she's, like she has this truth virus or whatever. I think fruit is just a nourishing / healthy thing in a really impersonal way. Okay. Like it's meant to be a way to like show that you're being healthy and you're taking care of yourself, but it's just like a surface level thing. Is that what you're getting at? Like it's not actually, like it's good for your body, sure, but it's not good for your mind. So it feels healing, but it's not. Well, not mentally healing. So, oh my God, Marielle, the crisis I fucking had. I ran to Storygraph to see if there's any mention of like cat death or anything as soon as she brought Coco to her house. Oh my God. The poor cat, poor Coco. So glad she survived and she went back to live with her dad at the end of all this. Yeah, I don't know why I thought there was something more going on with the fruit, but it was like at the end, I was kind of just like, what the fuck? Oh my God, yeah. That was the least crazy thing Gray said in the entire book. If you let the cat out again, I'll kill you. I think that was the moment in the book where Grace was her most clear. Nothing crazy about that scene. Nothing crazy about that scene. Honestly, I think she might not have gone to jail if she had told the cops that like, hey, she let the cat out, so I fucking killed her. Okay, I see. Like she gives her the smoothie and it's one of the first nice things she does for her, but they need to actually talk about their shit. Okay. Okay. I can be on board with that. Team Coco. Team Coco. So glad she survived. Was really worried for the whole like last half of the book. Had a lot of anxiety around Coco. A lot of anxiety. Grace expecting people to appreciate that she didn't tamper with the evidence or that she left everything ready for Miguel to move out is hilarious. Well, she's used to taking care of everything too. So I think in her head, she's also thinking like, what are they going to think if they come in the house and everything's a mess and all this stuff? And she is kind of thinking ahead that the police what are the police going to do? They're literally just going to like move the body out of there and maybe clean up the blood, right? Uh, So I feel like that was another moment of clarity for Grace. And there's maybe also a part of Grace that maybe was hoping she would get off easier if she didn't tamper with evidence and it didn't seem like she was trying to cover anything up. Like, she very much admits to what she did. I guess it's part of the truth virus, maybe. I don't know. I 100% thought the mom was going to kill the cat, also not wanting to get arrested before the cat was back home. Again, I love the moments of clarity when it comes to the cat. Because that's true. What would have happened to poor Coco? That was actually very responsible of Grace, let's be honest. Very responsible of Grace. We have to wait for Miguel to be back so Coco can go back home and then the police can come take me away. I think if she had just brought Coco into the equation with the police, I think Grace would be a free woman right now. The cat's purpose in the story is for us to root for Grace. Honestly, it is a little bit interesting. I guess maybe, we can do a bit of a reach. Let's do a bit of a reach. She does care about the cat very much, and she takes the cat's well-being into account. Does that not make us feel a certain way about Grace? I mean, she just killed her mother, but she has the wherewithal to make sure Miguel gets out of the hospital and just like cleaning Miguel's home and like stocking his fridge and things like that before he gets out of the hospital, but making sure the cat's going to be okay if she gets taken away. I can do a bit of a reach. I think 100% it's meant to make us feel a little bit sympathetic towards Grace, that she's not like fully this monster. Also, the way she killed her mother. I don't know. I felt like the mother was a little different. Because Grace is a little different, let's be honest. I don't think it's like fully the same. I think parallel would be kind of accurate. I don't think they're exactly the same though. They're moving on a similar trajectory, but literal save the cat moment. Whenever there's a pet brought up in horror, I shake, yeah. Nikki's like, but she deserved it. I mean, I'm just pointing out the fact that it is different. Grace is an adult in this situation. And I think there's a reason why that scene ended up the way it did. I think it's more plausible that Grace accidentally killed Hope because she was just a kid. And the likelihood that she was fully capable of murdering somebody at that age, like, let's be honest, how common is that in real life? Like, actually, I think it's way more plausible that she fully intended to kill her mom in that moment. And she did not actually intend to kill Hope in that moment. Just posted a relevant TikTok to book club channel in Discord. All right, I'll have to check that out in a second. I wish I could. Oh, I guess I could technically share it. I could share my screen. Does it have copyrighted material on it? Well, it'll only be short, right? Hang on a second. Copy. I could share it. Hold on. We're going to share it. As a little interlude. Shh, shh, shh. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. It's a good 17 seconds. Oh, it's a news clip. Okay. Hold on. I'll share it. Present. Because not everyone in here is on the Discord. Okay. Okay, let's play it for a second.
But even though she's headed to the slammer,
she
suddenly
hold on, I don't think there was audio. Oh no, there was audio. Okay, sorry.
But even though she's headed to the slammer, she suddenly seems much more concerned about someone else.
What about that?
We will take care of your cat, I promise you that.
Okay, get my cat.
Okay.
And get him to me. Bring him to me.
Your cat can't come with you.
How is that completely relatable to the story? Like, well done. Almost just posted my boy. So I posted my boy. So funny. Priorities, okay? That was I feel like that was a perfect way to wrap up Mothered. I'm circling back to Marielle in my head. Let me know what you guys rated this while I decide what I liked better. If I liked Baby Teeth better or Mothered. They're both like eerily similar, just in it's like they're like a mirror image of each other, I feel like. You don't have to answer. I'm gonna try. It is difficult though, because they're kind of like a mirror image of each other. Like our protagonist in Mothered, we're dealing with a mother. In Baby Teeth, it's the child. There's something about Baby Teeth that just makes me want to say Baby Teeth. Can't put my finger on it. A lot of fours. Okay, 4, 4, 4.5. There's no need to choose. Yeah, we can love them for what they are. They are quite different. Gave it a 3 when I first read it, but after a few weeks sitting with it, 4. Though, to be honest, Baby Teeth is fucking amazing. 5 stars. Love that. T-Bear is out of control. I highly recommend Baby Teeth. I think Baby Teeth is so good. So good. That's another one I hand sell quite a lot at work. Not quite as much as The Last House on Needless Street, but pretty close. Okay, as per usual, what else did you guys read this month? I know you guys did way better than me because you guys read a fucking lot, and I love that about all of you. Even if you didn't read a lot this month. I did okay. I'm trying to keep up with nonfiction. I read another nonfiction, Word Slut. It's all nonfiction that's just very weirdly specific to me. I have to. I'm the cult leader. That's like my day job, Marielle, is to bring that up. It's like my whole life's purpose. Which reminds me, Emma was reading it and she has not texted me about it in a while and I need to catch up on that. See how she's liking the book. Unless she didn't like it and that's why she hasn't messaged me about it because she doesn't want to tell me what to do. Anyways, I did read another nonfiction this month. I read Word Slut. It was very good. As somebody who likes the etymology of words and like where words came from and how they have evolved over time, this was actually very fascinating. It's also kind of about like speech patterns also, not necessarily just words. Really good. I read The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi for another book club. Oh, that one's a really pretty cover that I pass by all the time at work. Even though it's not my genre at all, absolutely fell in love with it. I'm getting more into fantasy. Trying to. I'm not always in the mood for it, but ooh, you just had a Zoje stage month. Love that for you. Baby Teeth and Wonderland. I still haven't read Wonderland. How was it? I tried to read Clockwork Orange forever ago and absolutely could not. Oh, and some true crime. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Wow. Wow. That's an appropriate question. Are you okay? Read Tales by an Argentinian author. Tales by the Grimm brothers. Wow. And currently reading a series. Ooh, a series of unfortunate events. I haven't read those in so long. It's really hard to get through. It is 100% this very difficult slang. And that's honestly, I think the biggest hurdle for me trying to get through that book. Let's see, what else did I read? I have them all here. I read a lot of new releases. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I read Ghost Eaters, although I guess this technically isn't that new of a release. It just came out in paperback this week or next week, I think, comes out in paperback. This was honestly really fucking good. I really enjoyed Ghost Eaters. If you're looking for like a different kind of like haunting story, it's like taking drugs to see ghosts, and then the side effect is white guilt. It's really fascinating. Ooh, you read a lot. The Return, Just Like Home, episode 13. I bought that the other day, and everyone keeps telling me the audiobook for that is really good. Sisters of the Lost Nation, you did mention that in the Discord. White Smoke, The Light at the End, Something is Killing the Children. I love Something is Killing the Children. I've never been like a huge graphic novel person, and I think I've read a lot of like one-off graphic novels, just like it's a really big like kind of omnibus almost, or it's one huge story in graphic novel form. I don't really read series, and Something is Killing the Children has been like the only series I've been reading, and I've been waiting for the next one to come out and reading them. Oh, I love it so much. I need it to be turned into a show or a movie or something. Also read Annihilation, loved, and Audition. Yeah, you did mention Audition. Had I known you were going to start reading it ahead of time, I might have warned you against it. Read Goddess of Filth. I loved Goddess of Filth. Your Mind is a Terrible Thing by Haley Piper. Haley Piper. Ooh. Comfort Me with Apples. That is a title that begs to be looked up. Comfort Me with Apples. I just feel like it's going to have a really pretty cover. So, when you can tell by the title of a book, ooh. Oh, yep, I was right. That's gorgeous. I've never seen that before. What is this book about? Just doing this on a live really, really quick. Okay, we're going to go back to that later, Vicky. Sadly, didn't like Wonderland at all, even though I loved Baby Teeth and Mothered. Interesting. Okay. Loved A Clockwork Orange, but it is difficult. I felt like I needed to keep a notebook next to me to write down all the fucking slang. Blackwater series by Michael McDowell and the Books of Blood. Nice. Love to Clockwork Orange as a teenager, but honestly, I think I just wanted to look edgy. I read 2 other books too. I did read How to Sell a Haunted House, which I posted a video about if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts about that. Was really good. Possibly maybe one of my favorite Grady Hendrix. And then I read All Hallows also. Big Halloween vibes. Big Halloween vibes. Was not a fan of the ending though, if I'm honest. If nothing else, add this one to your TBR. Add Ghost Eaters. It's coming out in paperback on Tuesday, I think. Loved Comfort Me with Apples. The title and the cover. I feel like I'm already invested and I haven't even had a chance to read the summary. Pumpkin Gang Rise Up. Pumpkin Gang is a thing, Brie, and it is terrifying. All right, and then really quick, I'm sure you guys know, or that sounded conceited. In case you didn't know, White is for Witching is what we're reading right now for June. Really excited about this one. This has been on my TBR forever. I was even so serious about reading this at one point. I ordered the UK cover. This is not the US cover. I straight up ordered this from Waterstones online because I just thought it was the prettier cover. And I don't think I'm wrong. I think this is the prettier cover. The UK covers usually are, though. Like, who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? All right. So, as I mentioned, just in case for anybody that like maybe popped in or you're lurking, just listening, the Creepy Book Club document, if you want to add in suggestions for what we're going to read, like the last half of the year, July through December, please add them in the next couple of days if you remember. And then just stay tuned. If you just stay tuned here on YouTube, I'll post it in the community tab and on my Instagram and stuff like that, what July through December's picks will be. Keeping in mind too, I will try and make sure it's out for everybody by the time we read it. I know that means we're maybe not the most up to date on the new releases, but I don't think that's necessarily the point of a book club. So we don't have to read all the new releases. I think it's more important that the book is accessible to everybody, at least during the month that we read it. And that we don't read so many white men. So I did read a lot of white men this past month. So hoping to change that up in June a little bit. And straight white men at that. What am I doing? Although I will say Clay McLeod Chapman convinced me to read his books by like a whole essay I read on Night of the Creeps and how JC is queer coded. Convinced. Don't tell anyone, but y'all are my favorite book club. I'm telling everybody. I'm saving this comment and I'm going to use it as advertising for Creepy Book Club. Thank you very much. You guys are my favorite book club too. And the only one I do. Because I have to commit to this one because I host the live stream. Yeah, I did post about it. I did buy Girls Like Girls from work today. I had to support Lesbian Jesus. Was very excited about it when it came in, and I made sure I ordered more because they only sent us one in Pride Month. Homophobic. The real reason is our store is moving, which is why we didn't get a lot. But I ordered in more. They came in today. It's very important that we don't read Mini White Men. Yes. There's a book club where I work that's for Pride Month, and it's almost all white cis men. How? Are there that many LGBTQ plus books written by? Oh, I guess you didn't mention straight. Okay, never mind. I take that back. Only one white. Yeah. I mean, it's not like the official like purpose of Creepy Book Club, but I would like it to kind of be the purpose of Creepy Book Club is that we're reading horror and like horror adjacent books from diverse voices, just to encompass that all using the word diverse there. Because the horror genre can be very much dominated by like whiteness and straightness. So yeah. we like to decolonize our reading, I feel like, in Creepy Book Club. You're in 3 book clubs. Oh my god. I entertain the idea sometimes of joining other book clubs like on the internet, like other like there's like nonfiction ones that are like spooky themed. I'm like, maybe I should. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm too much an emotional reader for that. Like committing to 1 book a month ahead of time is already enough for me. Like, and I really am excited about all the Creepy Book Club choices we do, but like that's enough commitment for me for books to like try and schedule out my entire month with multiple books I have to read for this book club. I don't think I could do it. I create a TBR, and then that TBR, or like what I actually end up reading at the end of the month, is just like so completely fucking opposite from what I planned to read. I almost question why I even bother making a TBR each month. I should just make it for the week and then move on from there. I'm here for the girls, gays, and theys. That's it. That'll be the advertisement right under the one I'm taking from Brie. And the ad for that book club was Marsha P. Johnson. The literal disrespect. Hey, Tana. A little late. Yeah, we're just wrapping up, but nice to see her. Nice to see her. I was gonna say nice to see your face. You know what I mean? Your username and your and your profile pic. Was out bowling. Well, you did manage. I'll repeat it once more since Tana is in here too. If you want to add in any suggestions for the second half of this year for Creepy Book Club, Tana, you can drop it in the Creepy Book Club doc. There's a space. You can see where like Bree and Marielle and Maddie have typed. You can just type it in there, and then we'll have our choices locked in this coming week. So we'll all know what we're reading for July and the rest of the year. So that is my face. Of course. So sorry. And what a lovely face it is. All right. Did you read it? No, I haven't read The Getaway. I haven't. I'll see if I can fit in some more Zoje. Although I am very excited. She confirmed that there is going to be a sequel to Baby Teeth, and I think I about died when I saw her announce that. So have to contain my excitement for that. But I will leave you guys there. Thank you for another wonderful discussion. I say this every month, but this is one of my favorite discussions that we've ever had. Don't let it sway your opinions on book club. I genuinely think that every month. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys all over the internet and in our Discord if you're a patron and all the other places. But I'll see you next month too to talk about White is for Witching. So have a good night / rest of your day. Bye guys.